Hi, you're watching ET Markets live stream. I'm Neha Vashisht. Welcome to a brand new episode of ET Market Wrap, where we discuss what's happening in the markets this week and what can we expect next week. I'm here with Kranti Batini from Wealth Mills Securities with me today. Thank you so much, Mr. Kranti, for joining us today on ET Markets Live.
Thank you, Neha. Thanks for inviting me on your show to share my market views with you and with all the viewers of ET Markets. Thank you.
Well, the pleasure is all mine. So let's quickly start with what's happening in the markets right now. As we can see, markets have been falling for almost 1 week now. What are the possible reasons that are affecting the markets, and why are we seeing such a decline?
Yeah. Neha, one thing is Indian markets last week, they went to the all-time high, the Nifty
Hmm.
at around 26,300 level. And market was cheerful last week. At the same point of time, last week, we witnessed during the weekend the global geopolitical escalations, how things are panning out, uh, how US have taken the custody of
Hmm.
Venezuelan president and all. We all know the news, how things are
Yeah.
taking place. But Indian market, as we have been mentioning on our shows, they are in a they are not in a hurry to move anywhere, and that's
Yeah.
what we have been witnessing in the past 3-4 months time. Markets are in a range bound, they are in a consolidation phase. We are witnessing a time wise correction also at this point of time, than a
Hmm.
points wise correction earlier. Now what we are witnessing is, after going to the range of 26,300, market have been waiting for a reason to correct, and the large cap stocks like Reliance and all, last Monday, this Monday, they
Hmm.
it came down 5%, and some kind of a profit booking we witnessed in these large cap stocks. And the as the markets are in a consolidation phase, the surprising news came, that increase of tariffs. One hand, we have been expecting some kind of a trade deal with US, and
Hmm.
everybody were in anticipation the trade deal will in favor of everyone, both for US and India. But to everyone's surprise, the proposed and the grapevine news, the tariffs can go up to 500%. We never heard about 500% tariffs on any item in any country. So that kind
Hmm.
of tariffs are imposed on India. That has taken a beating, and that has impacted the sentiment of the markets in the medium to short term. And foreign
Hmm.
portfolio investors have been selling on Indian markets, and one way we are expecting some kind of a trade deal can give some comfort to the foreign portfolio investors. That's what the market anticipation was. But contrary to the popular view, the 500% tariff on Indian imports into US is a complete disastrous news for the market. I need to
Hmm.
use this word, but that has taken the market, that markets in the downtrend, that created the negative sentiment on the market. Currently, as on
Yeah.
today morning, at the time of opening, we witnessed some kind of a positivity. Later on, market drifted uh, in a downfall. That's
Hmm.
what we are seeing. There is complete uncertainty of geopolitics, and global trade is concerned. That's where the market sentiment is getting impacted. We're getting into earnings season from next week. We are just beginning of the earnings season. How the
Hmm.
earnings season is going to pan out, that is also extremely crucial going forward.
All right, Mr. Kranti, can we also talk about the sectors that are affected the most right now? Whether we talk about, you know, Trump tariff stalemate, clouds over the Indian market, or we talk about FII selling, or we talk about the crude and the global issues that the markets are, because of that, the markets are under pressure. But what are the main sectors you think are affected the most right now?
Uh, if we see this week, the mainly sectors that get impacted in the markets are oil and gas, energy, infra. These are the mainly sectors. By and large, the impact is on everyone, Neha. And we
Hmm.
also tend to see the selling pressure on IT at this point of time, and export-oriented sectors also. By and large, they got impacted. But in terms of the percentage ways, the highly impacted sectors seems at right now oil and gas, energy, and power also.
Hmm.
These are the sectors. And infrastructure. That's where the selling pressure came. But the
Hmm.
export oriented sectors also getting impacted in today's trade. That's what we are witnessing last 2 days.
Yeah.
By and large, we need to see how things are going to pan out at this point of time.
Hmm.
And the level to watch at this point of time is one thing is 26,000 level has been violated. So the next support levels for the market is around 25,500. If you see the options data, the number of the put open interest has been building up around 25,500. So somewhere that range, we might witness some kind of a support zone at this point of time. Morning we opened in a positive note, but yesterday foreign portfolio investor they sold for a tune of around 3,325 crores in the cash market net selling
Hmm.
figure. And earlier the number was quite, even though have been the selling spear, but the numbers are quite at around 100 crores like that. But yesterday, the figure was quite large. So the selling pair by foreign portfolio investors have been creating extra pressure on the market at this point of time now.
Okay, Mr. Kranti, let's also talk about how these global macroeconomic conditions, along with the geopolitical factors, could affect the markets in the near term, whether we talk about overall global markets and as well as the Indian markets.
Definitely, Neha, because everybody closely watching, everybody crossed their fingers. There is a global reset is that's taking place, and we never
Hmm.
heard about this kind of news uh, of behavior, a strange behavior of the diplomats across the globe. So that's where the global geopolitical issues have been escalating. We need to see how the U.S. Movement, how the US administration is going to take their actions and their comments completely contradictory to the global diplomatic relations are concerned. It is never, we never heard about these kind of a the global diplomatic measures what we are witnessing. That's where the pressure is coming, it's getting created uncertainty in the market, and market never likes uncertainty and these kind of things which are going to impact the medium to short term impact sentiment of the market. So closely observe, we need to observe how India is going to comment on the US administration initiation around the 500% tariffs. We have not received any statement from India. We need to see how things are going to be. But by and large, uh, whenever there is uncertainty, whenever there is chaos, that's where the opportunities looms. So one need to
Right.
closely observe. In equity market, every day will not be a rosy, and in a rosy day, the opportunities are much less. But whenever there are kind of a uncertainty, and whenever there is a fear in the market, that's where there will be in the fear only, in this chaos only in the market, the opportunities will emerge. So one need to have the other side of the coin is where the opportunities, where the valuation comfort is there, and where the um, uh, uh, growth prospects are looking good. That's where
So,
investor has
what
to
would
do
be
in
what
this
would be
kind of.
your playbook for the retail investors in the near term? Per say, if there's a investor A who is entering the markets right now or wants to add a few stocks or some money into the market, so what is your playbook for those people for the next few weeks and in the medium term?
One thing, Neha, investors need to focus. A new person who is entering into the market, or a person who entered the market in the recent past, focus on the domestic macros. Our domestic macros are quite strong. The GDP
Hmm.
numbers are quite strong, and we are in a reduction of interest rate cycle. and the corporate profits are expected to go up, and we are seeing a revival in the earnings of Indian companies are concerned. So with that into consideration at this point of time, despite of the volatility that's coming because of the geopolitical issues, focus on the companies and sectors which are by and large domestic driven, like the
Hmm.
consumer and the banking and financial services, and the one of the other sector is, one can consider defense also is a good sector. The domestic focus is more, and when there is a kind of these kind of news, okay, the defense stocks have been doing well across the globe. So Indian defense stocks have been at attractive levels on a longer term perspective, one can add. And also the as we are entering into the budget season in the first week
Yeah.
of Feb, so themes like the domestic infra, so these are the sectors one can buy. And at this point of time, depends upon the risk appetite of the investor, stick to the
Hmm.
large caps at this point of time. Mid and small cap, one need to be very stock specific, what kind of valuations one is entering, the entry prices are crucial, and also how the outlook for these companies, how the order book look like, and how the execution capabilities of these companies, how the cash flows are going to be for these companies. So these are the parameters, key parameters one need to uh, consider before taking any kind of a serious investment decision at this point of time.
All right. Well, this marks the end of our segment for today. Thank you so much, Mr. Kranti, for taking out time and joining us today on ET Markets live stream only on ET Market Wrap.
Thank you, Neha. It's always my pleasure to share the views with you and with all the viewers. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.